Hey everybody, it's Jake and welcome to day 5 of the Learn SketchUp tutorial series. Before we open up our shed, what we're going to do is we're going to open up a new file of SketchUp. So just go ahead and launch it right now and then just start using SketchUp. And we're just going to exit out of that real quick. Actually, that you won't have the Ruby console. I've set that to automatically pop up. But you'll notice that every time you start up your SketchUp file, you have this woman here and you have to delete her. Well, we're going to make this easy so that we don't ever have to do that again. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to File, and then we're going to save this as a template. So if you see right here, we'll save it as a template. But first we need to delete the woman. Now that she's no longer there, we have everything that normally comes up on the default. I think that this is the US inches right now that I currently am using. So just delete the woman out, and then you'll save as template. You'll set it as master template. And you can put a description if you want, no person. And then you'll set as default template, which means that'll be the template that opens up every time you launch SketchUp. So I'll hit save. Just go ahead and hit yes. And then when I exit out of SketchUp, I will, right there, I'll launch it, hit start using SketchUp, and they're no longer there. So I'm going to exit out real quick again. You'll notice that when we start up SketchUp, we have this splash window that comes up. Now, if you have SketchUp Make, it looks like you won't have this option on SketchUp Make, but if you have the Pro version, you can just uncheck this box that says Always Show on Startup. Just uncheck that, and then start using SketchUp. And now, when we launch SketchUp, I'll click on it. Just opens right up. And we don't have to worry about anything clicking, exiting out or anything like that. Just super easy, and it makes your job a lot easier. All right, so going back to our shed, what I'm going to show you now is how to create crosshairs for your dimensions, your X, Y, and Z coordinates. So if I were to select this whole thing and we wanted to, get it on a certain plane, by holding down Shift, it'll lock. But to better tell what axis we're on, what you can do is you can go up to Window, and then you can go down to Preferences, and within Preferences, you can actually set your settings up. So for drawing, I'm going to select Drawing, and then under Miscellaneous, just go down to Display Crosshairs, hit OK, and now when we select this and we go to move it using our Move tool, you'll see that I have this green and blue crosshair and red crosshair. Just kind of gives me an idea of where I'm at, and it makes everything a lot easier because I get an idea of what direction I need to move my mouse towards in order to hit Shift and lock it to those planes. Hey guys, it's Jake, and real quick, this is my YouTube channel. I don't just do SketchUp tutorials, I have some others as well. I'm also going to be uploading some more in the future, so if you haven't subscribed already and you're interested to see what those are, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the other series. So today we're going to talk about materials some more, and the reason for that is that there's a lot to know about materials, a lot of things that will help you out as you progress along your designs. So this is a design that I did for Utah landscaping. We changed a lot of things along the way, a lot of the different materials. And so if we go over here to our in-model materials, I'll pull it up. You see how long that took to pull up the materials, and then look how many materials are showing here. And there's no way that there's this many materials actually being used within the model. So we need to clean this up. So when we get to this point, the way to clean this up is to go up to Windows, and then you want to go to Model Info. Click on Model Info, and you'll see here our statistics, our edges. We have 6,000 faces, components, instances, and then if we scroll down, you can see all the rest. Well, I guess all we could see is styles more, but materials, 317 existing. So in order to clean all this up and get rid of the ones we don't need, we just click Purge Unused. So click that right there. All right, and you can see that we dropped about half of the amount that are existing, so 179, and now this list is a lot, the actual file, SketchUp file, is a lot smaller now. So then we'll just exit out of that, and there you go. So let's go back to our shed, and let's open our materials window, and let's come over to our cobblestone right here. And you'll see here that I have two windows open. Now you may just have the one If you do, just go ahead and select this box right here. See how I actually just took down the lower section? If I click that, then I'll have double paned materials, and that allows me to keep a certain material and kind of toggle between the two, or the two different groups if I'm doing my stones and my if I'm doing like the materials on top of that, woods and stones. And I can just kind of keep track of those so I don't have to keep jumping back and forth. I can also have my in model one. For instance, if I just have my in model one always up here at the top, then this allows me to kind of just roam around and look for things without losing that original. So that makes it a lot easier. Okay, so let's say that we really love this cobblestone, and in fact we're going to use it in another project later on. We can actually save our current textures and materials into our already standard default materials folders within SketchUp. So I have my in-model materials up right here. If I want, I can just click this right now, and I can drag it down to this second pane, and I can drop it right in the stones, and you'll see that it popped up. Now in yours, if it doesn't work, if it just drags down and then you release it and it doesn't pop up, it could be because you don't have administrative permission to put it within that file. And I'll show you how you can do that in just a minute, because this isn't the only way that we can save a material. And in fact, we'll do it with this one right here. What we'll do is we will right click and we will hit save as. But before we do save as, we want to figure out where our folder's at on our computer. How SketchUp is structured is that within the program files, there are materials, and there's plugins and other stuff as well, but they save the materials, and then every time you start up SketchUp, all our current default materials get loaded up. The same is true with components, because you can save components that you've used in the past. So before we save this, we need to know where is the path, or what's the path to this folder location. And how we're going to figure that out is we're going to go up to Window, and then we're going to go to Ruby Console. Now, don't run away on me now. This isn't that complicated what we're going to be doing here. We're just going to ask SketchUp to find where this magical unicorn file is at. So we're just going to type SketchUp, and I will actually put this down below in the description just to make sure that you have the exact spelling, so that there's no spelling errors. SketchUp.find_support_file, and then we're going to do parentheses, then you have your apostrophes, and then materials within the apostrophes. Okay? Now when I hit enter, this will still be up there at the top, so don't worry about needing to pause it. So I hit enter here, and you'll see that the SketchUp.find support file materials, it returns my path. And now a path, if you haven't done any programming or you don't understand, kind of the computer lingo, it's like, hey, I'm an artist, which, well, that's kind of a misnomer. But let's just say that C is the drive that it's on. Under Program Files by 86, SketchUp 2014 materials. So to explain that, I'll just go into here, and then I'll just go to my computer, and I'll go to my OSC, and then I will scroll down to Program Files 86 by 86. See that right there? Program Files 86 by 86, or by 86. And then down to SketchUp. Again, on yours it might be different. The default install location should be the same on everybody's, depending on Mac or whether you're on Windows. But sometimes these folders get in strange, mysterious places, so that's why you want to check that way. And then what we want to do is we want to go to Materials folder right here, and you'll see that we have our different types of materials. So asphalt concrete, if I were to come over here, you'll see that my drop-down menu has the same list. See the asphalt concrete right here? If I come back in here, here's my asphalt concrete materials. And if I click here, I can do large icons, and it's not going to do a preview, unfortunately, but then I can actually see each one of these, and I could actually delete these out if I didn't want these to be in there. So now that we know the path, I can just exit out of there, and then I can save this material. And so we're just going to hit Save As. Then we're going to go to that same path. So I'll just do desktop, then I will do computer, then I'll do OSC, and then program files 80 by 86. I'll scroll down to SketchUp. Now again, follow your path. If your path is different than mine, go to that. And then we're going to go down to materials, and we're going to save this siding. We're going to save it in there. So let's save it under, let's see, let's do brick and cladding. And we're just going to do the same. So we'll do cladding. We're going to use the same format, cladding underscore, I don't know what we want to call it, dark wood, dark siding. Let's do that. Actually, I had that the way I wanted it, dark siding. And, oh, it looks like they've got the color here, so we'll just do siding. We'll do that dark. There we go. And hit save. And so now this material is going to be under our brick and cladding. So if we come over here, brick and cladding, you'll see that it's in there now. Okay, if you're still with me, awesome, because we're about to do something that's super cool, and it's called projected materials. We're going to make it so that we can lay materials along a curved line and actually have it the way we want it. So let's go ahead and come in here and let's do a circle, and let's just do it 10 feet. So we're going to do, this is the radius that it's giving us, so I'll do 60 inches there. Then we're just going to rotate this up. So you can go to your rotate tool right here. And I'm just going to come to this wall right here, because you can actually click on this wall once you have the circle fully selected. And then I can rotate that up. And I'm going to type in 90 on the angle. I'm just going to bring that over using the move tool. Slide that down. Just give yourself some room. And now we're going to pull this out. And I'll pull that out 10 feet as well. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to try and make this look like a roll of toilet paper. So we need to get some toilet paper to hang down here. This isn't actually what we're modeling, but it's going to look like that. I'm going to bring that down right there. Then we're going to draw a line straight across here. And up. Perfect. All right, so there's our little roll of toilet paper. Now what we want to do is we want to put our a company logo on here. And I'm just going to use my own because I'm afraid of being sued and getting a copyright strike. So I'm just going to open up my site, and you can do yours or just grab an image from online. Wild landscaping. There we go. I'm just going to grab this one right here. How do I? Okay, there we go. I get it? Awesome. All right, then come back into SketchUp. And this time I'm going to pull the material in a little bit different. Instead of making a copy of an existing material and then changing the image face or changing the image that it's using, I'm going to actually go up to File, and I'm going to go into Import, and you're going to say, well, why didn't you show me this the first time? But it's fine. Don't worry about it. Now, automatically, it'll be selected as used as an image. You're just going to change that bullet point to use as texture. Then I'm going to select that image that you just saved to the desktop, and then I'm going to hit Open. All right, I'm going to bring this down here. You can really place it anywhere, but we're just going to place it right here and just slide it up. It's going to go skiwampus. It doesn't really matter at the moment. Okay, so now we've laid that material down, and it's now part of our in-model material set. So if I come in here, I can start laying this down. Now that just doesn't make any sense, and yours may just be as crazy. We want this to kind of wrap up this and show the full logo? I almost said Lego. Oh, Lego movie. All right, come over here. Oh, there's my copyright strike. Now we're going to come up. Oh, I got to explain what we're doing. So draw here and then across. Line it up with this surface. Draw a line up. Line it up with the top of the cylinder. Come across. And drop down. Now we want this to wrap good, and we're not talking like Eminem 50 Cent good. We're talking wrap around the cylinder to make it visually good. So we're going to come over here, and we're going to lay our material down right there on the front. Okay, and it looks like I can just position this texture if you need to. Go down to Texture and Position. Just bring it down just a little bit. There we go. Now click out of it. And now you're thinking, okay, what does this have to do? Well, this is what we do. We go down to Texture. There we go. And you select Projected. Now that we have that as projected, imagine like a projector from a screen, or from a projector, actually, a projection onto a screen. And it's not projecting onto this, but what it's doing is if we then copy this surface right here using our syringe right here, or using the shortcut by holding down Alt once you get to your paint bucket, right? I have the paint bucket now. If I hold down Alt and I click that, Command on Mac, then if I pour this right here, you'll see that it's projected that just like it is shooting the light through it and onto it and making this awesome, perfectly curved logo. And you'll use this for a lot of things, and not just for logos, but if you want the stone to look right because you have multiple surfaces right here, because you'll see here that this actually is multiple surfaces here, and these aren't intelligent. They don't know what are going on with the other ones. It's this image right here that's giving it, and we can actually delete that once all is said and done, and we still have that awesome projected material. Okay, if you made it all the way to this, look, we didn't do anything on the shed today. I know, I understand, but we did a lot of cool stuff, so I'm happy about it. My name is Jacob Williams. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Have a wonderful night. Like, share, comment if you have any questions, and I will talk to you in day 6. Peace. So real quickly for my Windows users, if you're not able to save it in there, if when you wanted to save the file it said you didn't have permission, I'm going to show you how to give yourself permission. Now this is assuming that you are an administrator. If you're not, you need to switch to an administrator and retry. But what you want to do is you want to go to that same path. So we're going to go to computer, and then we're going to go down to C like we did, and we'll go to program files again, and we'll scroll down to SketchUp. Go down to SketchUp, and then we'll go to materials. Now we're going to right click here, and then from here we're going to go down to properties, and then we're going to go to security, and from there you need to go down to, you'll already be there'll be like a users too. You're logged in as an administrator, so you're kind of like, why isn't this working? But if you go to users and then you edit it and you give it the ability to write right here, then that should allow you to do it. If you're not logged in as a user, you can try some of these other ones, but it should be the users and then your basic. So this one says administrators Williams 2, which I am set at, but for whatever reason I needed to change it to users, and then that I was able to write once I did that.